Hello students, recently I sent the basics of steady magnetic field. I hope you all studied. So now we will move on to this magnetic field. The first one is Biot-Savart's law. So this is important from exam point of view also. Consider a conductor carrying a direct current I and steady magnetic field produced around it. So when the conductor is carrying a steady current or the direct current, it will produce a steady magnetic field around it. The Biot-Savart's law allows us to obtain differential magnetic field DH produced differential magnetic field DH vector produced at point P due to a differential current element IDL. You can see the diagram. So P is the point where we are finding the differential magnetic field intensity, okay, that is DH vector. So we have taken a elementary length DL and differential current element will be IDL. The current in that differential element is called as a differential current element IDL. So consider a differential length DL, hence the differential current element is IDL. This is very small part of the current carrying conductor. Just we have taken very small length, differential elementary length, okay, and it is carrying current I. Therefore, the differential current element, we call this as a differential current element IDL. The point P is at a distance R from the differential current element. You can see the distance of point P from the differential current element is R. The theta is the angle between the differential current element and the line joining the point P to the differential current element. So that is a theta. The Biot-Savart's law states that the magnetic field intensity DH vector produced at point P due to differential current element IDL is proportional to the product of current I and the differential length DL. That is IDL. DH is proportional to product of current and differential length DL. Second one, the sine of the angle between the element and the line joining point P to the element. Sine of the angle, so that is sine of the angle theta. Theta is the angle between the element and the line joining the point P. And third one, inversely proportional to the square of the distance R between point P and the element. So mathematically we represent the Biot-Savart's law as DH vector proportional to IDL sine theta by R square. Now according to the what we were seen 3 points above, based on that we have written the mathematical expression as DH vector proportional to IDL sine theta R square. Or you can write this equation just removing the proportional, okay, DH equal to K IDL sine theta by R square, where K is the constant of proportionality and it is equal to 1 by 4 pi. Therefore, we will write this as DH equal to IDL sine theta by 4 pi R square. Now we will, this is a mathematical expression. Now we will represent this in the vector form. Now let us express this equation in vector form. Let DL equal to magnitude of the vector length DL vector and AR cap is a unit vector in the direction from differential current element to the point P. AR is a unit vector. It is directing from differential current element to the point P. Then from the rule of cross product, dl cross AR will be written as dl magnitude of AR sin theta, or you can just write as dl sin theta, because of the magnitude of AR is 1. So you can write as a dl sin theta. Replacing equation 7.33, dh vector equal to I dl cross AR, I dl cross AR by 4 pi r square. Just replacing 7.33. Okay, so we can write as dl sin theta will be written as dl cross AR, I is same, divided by 4 pi r square. So AR, we know AR equal to r vector by magnitude of r. So therefore we'll write dh vector will be equal to I dl cross AR cross product divided by 4 pi r cube ampere per meter. So the equation 7.3.4 and 7.3.5 is the mathematical form of Biot-Savart's law. According to the direction of cross product, the direction of dh is normal to the plane containing the two vectors in that normal direction, which is along the progress of right hand screw. So dl turn from dl through the smaller angle theta towards the line joining element to the point P. Thus the direction of dh is normal to the plane of paper. For the case considered here, according to the right hand screw rule, the direction of dh is going into the plane of paper. So for the entire conductor is made up of all such differential element. Hence, to obtain total magnetic field intensity H of the entire length, the above equation 7.3.4 takes the integral form as H equal to, just 7.3.4 gives for dh. Now if I want to find the total H equal to closed surface integral I dl cross AR by 4 pi r square. The closed line integral is required to ensure that all the current elements are considered. This is because current can flow only in closed path provided by the. If the current element is considered at point 1, current element is considered at point 1 and point P is at point 2. Now we can write dh2, because we are finding the magnetic field intensity at the point P and the point P is at 2. dh2 will be equal to I1 dl1 cross AR12 divided by 4 pi R12 square. So therefore we will write H2 equal to closed surface integral I1 dl1 cross AR12 by 4 pi R12 square. Now just take one problem. Find the incremental field strength at P2 due to the current element of 2 pi AZ cap micro AM at P1. The coordinates of P1 and P2 are 400 and 030 respectively. So the 2 points P1 and P2 along with the I1 dl1 current element at P1 are shown in the diagram. What is the problem? Find the incremental field strength at P2 due to current element of 2 pi Az at P1. The coordinates is given as P1 is 400,030. So therefore we are finding the magnetic field intensity at P2. Therefore DH2 will be equal to I1 dl1 cross AR12 divided by 4 pi R12 square. Now what is R12? P2 at 030, P1 is at 400. Therefore 0 minus 4 ax cap plus 3 minus 0 ay cap plus 0 az cap. Therefore AR12 will be equal to R12 vector divided by magnitude of R12. So you will get minus 4x cap plus 3ay cap by 5. While I1 dl1 is given as 2 pi az microampere meter. Okay. So now you have to find I1 dl1 cross AR12. So that is a cross product. Already you studied how to do the cross product. So you will have the coordinates unit vectors ax, ay, az. This is because it is a Cartesian coordinate system, and the coordinate of I1 dl1 is 0, 0, 2 pi, because it is 2 pi az cap. There is no x component, there is no y component, only it is having z component. Therefore we are written as 0, 0, 2 pi. And the coordinate of AR12, as you can see above, it is having minus 4ax plus 3ay cap by 5. You can write this as ax component is minus 4 by 5 and ay component is 3 by 5 and there is no az component. Therefore we will find the determinant of this, and we will find minus 2 pi by 5 into 3ax cap plus 4ay cap. Therefore dH2 vector will be, we get minus 12ax cap minus 16ay cap nano ampere per meter. The next problem, an infinitesimal length 10 to the power minus 3 meter of wire is located at the point 100, that is elementary length, and carries a current 2 ampere in the direction of the unit vector ax cap. Find the magnetic field intensity due to the current element at the point 0, 2, 2. Okay, first so we have mentioned the point Q is infinitesimal length, okay, and point P is where we have to find out the magnetic field intensity, okay. Therefore ARQP, okay, that is the unit vector direction, okay, in the direction of RQP, okay. So that is given by RQP by magnitude of RQP. You can find the RQP vector and the magnitude of RQP. So therefore ARQP will be minus 3ax cap plus 2ay cap plus 2az by 3. And it is given that IDL vector equal to 2ax cap, because it is said in the problem that it carries a current of 2 ampere in the direction of unit vector ax cap. Therefore it is 2ax cap. Therefore DH vector will be written as IDL cross ARQP by 4 pi r square. What is IDL? 2ax cap, and ARQP is already we have. So we have to make the cross product of these two. Therefore IDL cross ARQP, again it is a Cartesian system, ax, ay, az. The coordinate of IDL is having only the x component, there is no y component, there is a z component. Therefore we will write as 2, 0, 0, and the coordinate of ARQP is minus 1 by 3, 2 by 3 and 2 by 3. if you can solve this. Okay, so finally you will get dh vector equal to 0 minus 0.0117 ay cap plus 0.0117 az cap ampere meter. Now we will find out h due to infinitely long straight conductor. There is infinite conductor, okay, infinite length. Consider an infinitely long straight conductor along z-axis. You can see the diagram. The infinite length of conductor taken on the z-axis. The current passing through the current is direct current of I ampere. The field intensity H at point P is to be calculated. With the point P is at a distance of R from the z-axis. You can see this is the point P, okay, and the distance of point P from the z-axis is R. In the vector form we will write as R AR cap. Consider a small differential element at point P1 along the z-axis at a distance z from the origin. You can see at a distance of z we have taken a small length, okay, at a distance of z, that is we can write z in terms of vector we will write as z az cap. Therefore the coordinate of this point 1 as mentioned in the diagram is 0 0 z. So therefore IDL will be equal to I dz, because dl equal to dz, because it is on the z axis. The elemental length will be given by dz. The distance vector joining point 1 to point 2 is r12. That is the distance vector which is joining from point 1 to 2 is r12, and can be written as r12 equal to minus z az cap plus r ar cap, because the coordinate of the point P will be 0 r 0, because it is on the r axis, okay. Therefore we write as 0 minus 0 ax cap and r minus 0 ar cap. Therefore it is written as r ar cap, and 0 minus z az cap, therefore it is as minus z az cap. Therefore, so this is r12 we get. Therefore next ar12 will be equal to r12 vector divided by magnitude of r12. R12 vector is what? R AR cap minus Z AZ cap divided by square root of R square plus Z square. Now take the cross product of DL and AR12. DL and AR12. So AR, A5, AZ, it is a cylindrical coordinate system, okay, R, phi, Z. The DL vector coordinate is what? The DL vector coordinate is DZ. It is not having any R component, phi component, and is only having Z. Therefore it is a DZ. And the coordinate of AR12 already we have seen is R0 minus Z, that equal to R dz A phi cap. So here actually speaking AR12 is R AR cap minus Z AZ cap by square root of R square plus Z square. This denominator is not taken for simplicity. So you can, the same thing is told, while obtaining cross product, R12 magnitude is neglected for convenience and must be considered for further calculation. We are not, for simplicity purpose, we are not taken that denominator, that is the magnitude of R12. So now IDL cross AR12 equal to IR dz A phi, because DL cross AR12 is R dz A phi divided by square root of R square plus Z square. That means now we have considered the denominator of that is the magnitude of R12. Now according to Biot-Savart's law, DH vector at point 2 is given by dh vector equal to idl cross ar12 by 4 pi r12. So therefore you get as ir dz a5 divided by 4 pi square root of r square plus z square. R12 square is square root of r square plus z square whole square. Therefore you will get as ir dz a5 by 4 pi r square plus z square to the power 3 by 2. Thus total field intensity H can be obtained by integrating dH over the entire length of the conductor. So the entire length means the conductor is infinite. Therefore we will integrate from minus infinity to infinity dH vector. That is integral z equal to minus infinity to infinity ir dz a5 divided by 4 pi r square plus z square to the power 3 by 2. Now we will put z equal to r tan theta. Z equal to r tan theta. Therefore z square equal to r square tan square theta. And dz, differentiating both sides, dz will be equal to r sec square theta d theta, because the difference of tan theta is sec square theta. So now changing the limit, z equal to minus infinity, z, if you take z equal to minus infinity, the theta will become minus pi by 2. From the equation z equal to r tan theta, if you substitute z equal to minus infinity, you can get theta equal to minus pi by 2, and if you take z equal to plus infinity, theta will be plus pi by 2. Now we will change the limit h equal to integral theta equal to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 ir. What is dz? R sec square theta d theta, that is substituted a5 divided by 4 pi r square plus, what is z square? Z square is r square plus tan square theta to the power 3 by 2. So that is integral theta minus pi by 2 I r square sec square theta d theta a5 by 4 pi r cube, because taken r square as common, r square into 3 by 2. Therefore you will get r cube. And 1 plus tan square theta is sec square theta. Okay, so you get integral minus pi by 2 1 by 4 I by 4 pi r 1 by sec theta d theta a5. So taking 1 I by 4 pi r as a constant outside, so integral cos theta d theta a5. If you substitute and find simplify, you will get h equal to I by 2 pi r a5 ampere per meter. Therefore B equal to mu h. So you can write as mu I by 2 pi r a5 Webers per meter square. Now we will study H due to straight conductor of finite length. In the previous case we have taken infinite length. Now we will take the finite, some specific length. Consider a conductor of finite length placed along the z-axis. It carries a direct current I. The perpendicular distance of point P from z-axis is r. Okay, as shown in the diagram. The conductor is placed such that its one end is at z1 and other end is at z2. Consider a differential element dl vector along z axis at a distance z from origin. Dl equal to dz az cap. The unit vector in the direction joining differential element to the point P is ar12 and can be written as ar12 equal to, again, r12 vector by r12 magnitude. It will be minus z az plus r ar cap by square root of minus z square plus r square. So now dl vector cross ar12 will be equal to r dz a5. So already we have seen that when we are studying the infinite conductor, we have seen how to get dl cross ar12. Okay, so this is same as obtained in the earlier section of infinitely long conductor. So idl vector cross ar12 will be written as ir dz a5 by square root of r square plus z square. Now according to Biot-Savart's law, dh at point p is given by dh vector will be equal to idl cross ar12 by 4 pi r12 square. By substituting all, and we will get ir dz a5 by 4 pi r square plus z square to the power 3 by 2. The total h at p due to a conductor of finite length can be obtained by integrating dh over z equal to z1 to z2, because the conductor is placed at z equal to z1 to z2. Therefore h equal to the total intensity h equal to integral z1 to z2 dh vector, that is integral z1 to z2 ir dz a5 by 4 by r square plus z square to the power 3 by 2. Now take z equal to r tan alpha, z square equal to r square tan square alpha, and dz equal to r sec square alpha d alpha. For z equal to z1, z1 will be r tan alpha. For z equal to z2, z2 will be equal to r tan alpha 2. Therefore alpha 1 equal to tan inverse z1 by r and alpha 2 equal to tan inverse z2 by r. So therefore h equal to integral alpha 1 to alpha 2 irr sec square alpha d alpha a5 by 4 pi into r square plus r square tan square alpha to the power 3 by 2. Okay, after simplification you will get h equal to I by 4 pi r sin alpha 2 minus sin alpha 1 a phi cap. Then you can get b. Now take the problem. Find the magnetic field intensity at 1.523 due to a conductor carrying current of 24 ampere along z axis extending from z equal to 0 to z equal to 6. The conductor is shown in the figure. dl equal to dz az cap because it is on the z axis. The point at which dl is considered is 0 0 z. Therefore r equal to 1.5 ax. They will get magnitude of r as square root of 6.25 plus 3 minus z whole square. Therefore ar vector, you can get ar vector. Then find out idl cross ar vector. Okay, now according to Biot-Savart's law, dh vector at point p is given by dh equal to idl cross ar by 4 pi r square. Now substitute all the values and simplify it. You will get h equal to integral z equal to 0 to 6 because the conductor is placed at z equal to 0 to z equal to 6. Now therefore substitute h equal to integral z equal to 0 to 6 24 by 4 pi into 1.5 ay cap minus 2 az cap ax cap dz divided by 6.25 plus 3 minus z whole square to the power 3 by 2. Now use 3 minus z as 2.5 tan alpha then 3 minus z square equal to 6.25 tan square alpha and minus dz is 2.56 square alpha. limits z equal to 0, alpha 1 equal to 50.194 and z equal to 6, you get alpha 2 equal to minus 50.194. Now substitute all these. You'll get the value of h as minus 0.9387 ax cap plus 0.704 ay cap ampere per meter. So there is another solution, alternate solution is just you can go through it.